We are all guilty of confirmation bias, and in this channel, you can guess that we're probably pretty excited about living in Fort Collins, Colorado. And when an article that comes out by Travel and Leisure that suggests that the city of Fort Collins is the most peaceful city in the United States, we're gonna talk about it. That's what this video is going to talk to you about, is the top 5 cities that ranked as far as the most peaceful, what got them those rankings, and some additional things that are exciting to discuss that makes Fort Collins and living in that community so special. My name is Patrick Soukup. This is the Living in Fort Collins YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, liking, or commenting if you're considering or needing questions answered about Fort Collins. Now, we are licensed real estate agents in the state of Colorado, so if you're considering a move or buying, selling, investing here in Northern Colorado, give us a call, text, or email. My team and I have helped over 100 families move to and around Northern Colorado. And if you're considering that, give us a call. Now, without any further delay, let's jump into today's video, the most peaceful city in the United States, Fort Collins, Colorado. Let's go. Now, there is actually a list of the 25 most peaceful cities to live in the United States, which if you're interested in knowing that information, we can link it to you or comment below and we can give you that information. But the top 5 are Green Bay, Lancaster, Ann Arbor, and our neighbor to the southwest, Boulder, Colorado, and then coming in at number 1, Fort Collins, Colorado. Now, the 2 main qualifying criteria are peaceful surroundings, noise, and then kind of quality of outdoor recreation and activity. Those were the 2 main drivers. Now, Fort Collins ranked the best comparatively, or much better than our neighbor to the southwest, Boulder, coming in at about 38.03, essentially the sound of rustling leaves. But Boulder outshined us pretty dramatically on the distance to outdoor activity, 93% versus 73%. But we are extremely close here in Northern Colorado to all of the outdoor activities that you'd ever want. With over 50 parks, hundreds of miles of paved bike trails, bike paths, walking trails, thousands of acres of open space, Horsetooth Reservoir, Poudre River, outdoor, all of the parks, open space, and then you've got fishing, biking, hiking, camping, skiing within a couple of hours. So tons of outdoors activity. And it's super interesting hearing that we actually have a very low sound or noise issues, because one of the things that people comment a lot on in this channel is our trains, the trains that come through Fort Collins. And that is true. Heading north and south on Mason and Timberline, the power line, or the power near the power trail, and then east and west along Vine. We do have trains, but one of the things that I think is contributing to our noise being so low is that we're insulated from the interstate that's to our east. I-25, that major thoroughfare, that artery that connects us to Denver and Colorado Springs, is really a mile before you hear or see or connect to any type of developments. Now, Fort Collins is developing east to get closer to that I-25, but we are so far away and buffered from that you don't hear that loud semi-truck humming along or anything like that. And additionally, we have a grid system here in Fort Collins, separating those major thoroughfares and arteries going east and west, north and south, so that College Avenue, our highway, US 287, that also connects us down south to Denver and then up north all the way to Wyoming. It's really offloaded. Now, granted, there's definitely gonna be our major commercial artery right there along that, as well as Harmony. But otherwise, if you're needing to get north and south, there's a lot of times that'll take LeMay versus College Avenue just to kind of steer away from that traffic. Or, taking Timberline or Shields if I need to get over to CSU onto the west side of their campus. And east and west, there's plenty of opportunities to get that way besides Mulberry, which is Highway 14, or Harmony, which is kind of our major commercial development heading east and west along our south border of Fort Collins. Not necessarily border, but the south side of Fort Collins. I think all of those things are contributing to that low noise level, and not necessarily any large airport nearby or anything that's gonna cause a substantial amount of noise, which is a big reason why people move to Fort Collins, is this quality of life. So the most peaceful aligns very directly with the the quality of life desire. Additionally, Colorado ranks number 2 as far as populations who commute to work. And Fort Collins, just roughly around 5% of our commuters take their commute by bike. And Fort Collins, the Fort Collins City Council, one of their desires is this 15-minute community that anywhere you want to go, shop, eat, work, or play, or live is gonna be within 15 minutes walk or bike of your house. In our platinum rated bike community, our paved trails are extremely safe. We were just received $1 million grant towards creating more safe environment for bicyclists to work. One of our goals as a city and our city council is basically a zero policy for deaths or serious injuries for bicyclists. It's a very big, important factor for us. And in fact, Fort Collins ranks number 12 on car-free friendly cities, meaning you don't necessarily need a car to live here in Fort Collins if you didn't want. Now, granted, for me, that's kind of hard to believe because not necessarily to say that you couldn't, but we do have 4 seasons here. Those winter days are something that I'm absolutely loving, that I've got a 4-wheel drive truck that I can get to and from my kids' schools and all that good stuff. But it is possible. You can live and you can commute all the way with biking, or maybe a single car would be a better answer for that. But there are also public transportation options that you could utilize. So maybe you need to bike to the Max Transit and then take the Max Transit north to Old Town. Our public bus system is free, and additionally there's Uber and other options for that within the community, that if you didn't have or need or want a car, you could do that. So we are really trying to contribute towards this quality of life. And one of the things that we don't really rank very well on is our air quality. And a big portion of that is our motor vehicles. 75% of the pollutants come from our motor vehicles. And so having this push towards a bike-friendly community, 15-minute cities, free public transportation, all of these different kind of pushes towards lowering our emissions, electric vehicles, all of that good stuff, clean energy, and we are really trying to knock it out of the park on all different fronts: air quality, noise, and we're getting recognized by publications like Travel and Leisure that sees Fort Collins as the most peaceful city in the United States. So if you're considering a move to Northern Colorado, or a place that is just quality of life is your game, give me a call, text, or email. We can chat about that. Or if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give a comment, share it with a friend. Until next time, take care.